Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be going through what we call exponent rules. All right, so we're going to be dealing with exponents, and there's certain rules that apply when we are multiplying, dividing, and also raising exponents to other exponents. All right, so okay, so the first thing I want to go through this first example here. We want to simplify 3 squared times 3 to the 4th. Okay, so before I actually explain or get the answer, I guess we'll call it, there's a couple of things I got to call terminology. Right? So first thing is number 3 here is called your base. Right. So notice here that these two have the same base. Right? So these rules only apply when you're working with exponents with the same base. Right. So the little 4 here and the little 2 and the little 4, these are your exponents, which hopefully I believe you know. All right, you've already heard before. All right, so anyways, let's see what happens here. All right, so I have 3 squared times 3 to the 4th. All right, so this is going to equal, now 3 squared is the same as 3 times 3. And 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. All right, so it's basically repeated multiplication. Well, if I have 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, and 3 to the 4th, which is 3 times 3 times 3. Now, if I multiply it together, basically there's a multiplication here. Well, this is going to equal 3 times itself 6 times, right? So hopefully you can see that. So as a result, if I jump straight to it, 3 squared times 3 to the 4th is equal to 3 to the 6th. All right, so logically, basically what we want to do is you want to add the exponents when multiplying with the same base. All right, so yeah, so hopefully visually this makes sense, right? Probably should use different colors. All right, so let's say 3 squared is 3 times 3, and then 3 to the 4th here is 3 times 3 times 3, but so 4 times. Now let's see if I can come up with another color here. Let's go with blue. All right, and let's say this multiplied by there. All right, but if I took away the colors here, it's just 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 6 times, so 3 is 6. All right, so general, well, to summarize this, 3 squared times 3 to the 4th is going to equal to 3 to the 2 plus 4. Right, you add the exponents together, that's going to be 3 to the 6th. Okay, so just remember, yeah, whenever you're multiplying exponents with the same base, you add the exponents together. Okay, cool. All right, let's try this one here. I'm going to simplify 3 to the 5th divided by 3 squared. All right, so you guys can probably figure out that if I was to multiply, I add them. So if I divide, I would subtract them. Right? So this is actually going to equal x to the 5 minus 2, which is x cubed. Okay, so whenever you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. All right, whenever you're adding, again, just go back here. Whenever you're multiplying, all right, so whenever you're multiplying, you add. Whenever you subtract, or whenever you divide, you subtract the exponents. All right, so, and again, I'm going to show you why. All right, so x to the 5th divided by x squared. Remember, the division here, we can actually write it as a fraction, right? This is equal to x to the 5th over x squared. So whenever you're dividing, same as writing it as a fraction, right? The first number here is in the numerator, second number is in the denominator. Well, this is the same as x times x times x all over x times x. All right. So if I have an x up top and x on bottom, these cancel. This x cancels with this x, and you're left with three x's, right, being multiplied together. So that's going to equal x cubed. All right. So when you divide by the same base, you subtract the exponents. Now, this example here, what you'll notice is that I did use what we call a variable. Right. So instead of a number, I have x's here, which is fine. These laws apply. Even though this is not a number but a variable, the laws still apply. Okay, on to the next. All right, so I'm going to simplify this one. M to the fourth. So again, I got another variable, but this is m to the fourth cubed. All right. Well, this is going to equal m to the fourth times m to the fourth times m to the fourth. All right. Because this is saying that, yeah, you're going to multiply m to the fourth by itself 3 times. The m to the fourth is in the brackets. Yeah. Well, this is the same as if we apply the first law, m to the fourth plus 4 plus 4. These are, now I've written it as a product. Okay, so you're multiplying those m to the fourth by itself 3 times. Well, if I apply the first example there, the law, I would add the exponents together. This is equal to m to the 12. Now, if you notice here, whenever I have an exponent outside of an exponent, I will multiply. Right? So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Right? So, so in general, yeah, whenever you have an exponent outside of an exponent, basically what you do is you multiply the exponents together. That's the third law. Now here, yeah, so here I've got kind of like the abstract kind of general rules. All right, so in general, the rules are as follows. All right, so again, whenever you multiply by the same base, you add the exponents together. Whenever you divide, you subtract the exponents. And then whenever you have an exponent outside of an exponent, you multiply them together. All right, so these are your general rules. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. Those are your exponent laws.